This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Ghimire with the news. The headlines first. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda highlights relevance of Buddhist philosophy for world's peace. Proof Commission formed to study practice of loan sharking submits report to Prime Minister Dahal. Communication Minister Rekha Sharma stresses need for making communication sector independent and responsible for strengthening the Republic. And Middle East leaders reject foreign troops deployment in Gaza. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda has said the Buddhist philosophy would remain relevant forever. Addressing a program organized at the Ramgram Stupa in West Nawalparasi yesterday, the Prime Minister said Lord Gautam Buddha's teachings were relevant in the present time for establishing world peace. Prime Minister Dahal also pledged to implement the master plan for the development of the stupa, adding that a far-sighting work would be carried out for its restoration, conservation and development. Similarly, Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Sudan Kirati, informed that the government had forwarded a comprehensive plan for the development of Tilaura Kot, Lumbini and Ramgram Stupa. The three-member Proof Commission, led by former Justice Gauri Bahadur Karki, to study about the practice of loan sharking in the country, has submitted its report to Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda. Accepting the report yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal handed it over to Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha for immediate implementation. The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, has urged the Karnali Province government to ensure essential arrangements for the quake-hit people who are now suffering due to the severe weather. NHRC member Mihir Thakur, who visited the earthquake-affected Jajarkot and Rukum West districts, met Province Minister for Internal Affairs and Law of the Karnali Province, Krishna Bahadur GC, and made him aware about the biting cold that was afflicting people. So far, 43 people living under the tent have lost their lives. Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, has said there is no exemption for anyone making mistakes in Democratic Republic by going against the spirit of the Federal Democratic Republic system. Speaking at an interaction organized by the National Employees Organization and the Public Media Forum at Radio Nepal, Minister Sharma opined that the governance system should not be blamed for the mistakes made by the individuals. Minister Sharma emphasized that the communication sector should be independent and responsible for strengthening the Republic. The Communication Minister added that the under consideration Public Service Broadcasting Bill aimed at merging Radio Nepal and Nepal Television would be finalized soon by incorporating suggestions from the concerned stakeholders. Also speaking in the program, former Communication Minister and leader of Nepali Congress, Dr. Minendra Rijal, said that editorial freedom should be ensured when creating a public service broadcasting organization. Likewise, Minister for Communications and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, has underscored increasing digital collaboration between Nepal and India for prosperity. Minister Sharma made this remark at a special address at a seminar titled Digital Public Infrastructure, Innovating Together Towards India-Nepal Digital Bridges, organized jointly by the Embassy of India in Nepal, the UNDP office in Nepal, and the Institute for Integrated Development Studies, IIDS, in Kathmandu yesterday. Calling the authorities in both countries to coordinate efforts in the technology sector, Sharma urged them to collaborate for development and use of technology to build a prosperous nation through the optimization of the technology. The Kathmandu Metropolitan City, KMC, has forged collaboration with Kathmandu University to conduct community education reform programs. Head of the Education Department of the Kathmandu Metropolitan City, Sitaram Koirala, said the main objective of the collaboration was to operate sustainably and effectively the life skills education program initiated by the KMC under its Pride projects from the current fiscal year. Department Head Koirala and the Dean of the Kathmandu University School of Education, Professor Dr. Balchandra Luintil, signed an agreement aimed at the program yesterday. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. Middle East leaders met in Qatar to plan for Gaza's future. They agreed not to send troops in the war-torn area. Qatar's Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani on Tuesday stated that no Arab forces would follow Israeli tanks into Gaza. He also rejected an international military presence following Israel's return from Gaza. The Palestinian Authority, ruling the West Bank but not Hamas-led Gaza, attended the forum. Israel's war against Hamas following an attack on October 7th, killing 1,200 and taking 240 people hostages. The conflict has claimed over 18,200 lives in Gaza, according to Hamas. At least 23 soldiers have been killed and dozens injured in Pakistan after militants attacked a police compound. According to the BBC, the attack took place in the early hours when a vehicle containing explosives rammed into the building in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province near the Afghan border. A militant group affiliated to the Pakistani Taliban has claimed responsibility for the Tuesday's attack. The compound was being used as a base camp for the Pakistani army. The army said in a statement that ahead of the vehicle ramming, several militants attempted to enter the compound in the Dera Ismail Khan district but failed. The statement added that the group then used an explosive-laden truck to ram into the compound's boundary wall, which was followed by a suicide bomb attack which caused the building to collapse. The Pakistani army claimed that 27 militants were killed following military operations in the area overnight. The White House has said U.S. President Joe Biden will meet his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky, to discuss the vital importance of the continued U.S. support for Ukraine's defense and the urgent needs it faces. During their talks, the leader Biden and Zelensky plan to discuss a way to rally support for a $106 billion military aid plan, primarily focused on Ukraine and Israel. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. According to the Meteorological Forecasting Division, the weather will be partly to generally cloudy in the hilly region of the country and partly cloudy to mainly fair in the rest of the country. Light rain is likely to occur at a few places of the hilly regions of the country. There are also chances of light to moderate snowfall at a few places of the high hilly and mountainous region of the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news bulletin, but before wrapping up, let's have a reminder of the headlines once again. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda highlights relevance of Buddhist philosophy for world peace. Proof Commission formed to study practice of loan sharking submits report to Prime Minister Dahal. Communication Minister Rekha Sharma stresses need for making communication sector independent and responsible for strengthening the Republic. And Middle East leaders reject foreign troop deployment in Gaza. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. And you can also look at our English news portal at www.onlineradionepal.gov.np/English. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.